What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Mohawk Motors. My name is Jason. I'm picking up on the Camaro engine today for Project Teen Dream. The last few parts I need to at least get the engine sealed up came in, which is my oil pump pickup tube and my gasket. Now, before I put my oil pan and pump pickup tube, get all that stuff put on, there's two things I need to do. First, I need to drill the hole in the engine block for the oil dipstick tube. These engines, these LM4s, had the dipstick tube go into the oil pan. So I need to drill the hole for an F-body dipstick tube. And the boss is here on the block. It just needs to be drilled. And then I also need to do just a little bit of trimming on the windage tray and make sure that clears my oil pump pickup as well.
Okay, so this is the passenger side of the engine. You can see the crank position sensor right here. This is where your starter mounts up. And here is the boss for the oil dipstick tube. Now, to my knowledge, all engines have this boss cast into them, but the LM4s, they didn't drill that hole out. Now, if you measure your dipstick tube where the O-ring is, a 3/8 drill bit is pretty much the perfect size. And there's nothing tricky to this. Mark as close to the center of this boss as you possibly can and drill straight down in, perpendicular to this surface. And just drill straight through all the way in, and then put a little chamfer on your top edge here so your dipstick tube seal will go in. And that's pretty much all there is to it. It's very simple. A lot of engines that they did not use this boss, they still drilled it and put a plug there. But like I said, the LM4s, they did not. So if you're gonna do one and you need to use an oil pan with dipstick through the block, you're gonna have to drill this. Okay, there we go. Got my dipstick hole drilled. I've got a dipstick here from the Trailblazer. You can see, fits right in there very nicely. Perfect fit, if I do say so myself. So now I just need my F-body dipstick to show up, but that part is done. I'm gonna tip the engine, get all these metal filings dumped on the floor so they don't end up in the engine itself, and then we'll get to work on the windage tray and getting that in. Okay, so I've got some marks drawn here. Now where I'm going to start is follow right along the edge of where the old bolt held it down, come down, around, and out. And I'm going to see if that gives me enough clearance. Anytime I'm doing something like this, I just follow the old rule of thumb. You can take it off, but you can't put it back. So I'll make small cuts, small adjustments until I get it to fit the way I like. Okay. I've got my windage tray modified here to clear the oil pump pickup. Now the other thing I need to check first is make sure that it clears my oil, the actual oil pan itself.
and it does not. It looks like I need to remove about the front third of it. Yeah, right back to the second set of bolts. All right, so I'll do that now. Let's see if this fits now. I think it should. Yeah, like a glove. Perfect. Okay, let's get this all put together. Boom. Okay, oil pump pickup tube in place. Now I can get my oil pan and my new oil pan gasket on there. All right, my oil pan is ready. Well, son of a gun. That pickup tube is not the right one. Yeah, there's no way that's gonna fit. Not even close. Oh, that is super frustrating. Stuck again. And with a real question, which is incorrect? Is the pickup incorrect? Or is this oil pan incorrect? All right, ladies and gentlemen, at long last, my correct oil pump pickup has arrived. So this is straight from GM. Was the only place I could find them. And I mean, the installation, quite simple on these. It's the opposite of removal. So front part goes into the pump, back part goes onto one of your bolts. You tighten it down, you're ready to go. There we go. This one back here. Now, doesn't that just look so nice? Perfect. Now I can get my oil pan put on. So I've got my new gasket. Now I like to put just a little dab of ultra gray right here where the front cover meets the block. And then once I take it off the stand to replace the rear cover seal, I'll also put a little dab of ultra gray in that corner there where it meets the oil pan to make sure it's sealed up as well. Boom, little dab. Boom, little dab. That gasket. There we go. Remember, just like anything else, start all of the bolts before you tighten any of the bolts. Now, isn't that interesting? One of the bolt holes isn't drilled. This bolt hole right here isn't drilled. Isn't that something? Well, I know there's a hole there. And I can use the gasket for a template. I'm gonna get that hole drilled. Put it together, take it apart. Put it together, take it apart. Put it together, take it apart. I'm not sure if that's a defect in this pan or if F-bodies just didn't have a hole there from the factory. That's how they were made. They're different from a truck pan. But I have the gasket and I have the bolt. So I might as well drill the hole. It'll only take me a couple of minutes to do it. Okay. Take 2. Actually, this is like take 7 or 8 now. Oil pan installation. Okay, let's get all the bolts lined up and started again. 8th time is the charm, guys. 8th time is the charm. Hot dog, that hole lines up pretty well for drilled by hand off a gasket template, if I do say so myself. Excuse me as I congratulate myself on not being a total dingleberry. There we go, now we just need to torque them down. I like to do the bolts going into the block first. And those go to 18 foot-pounds. There we go. Almost forgot the 2 to the front cover. These also go to 18 foot-pounds. And these 2 that go to the rear cover go to 106 inch-pounds. Ta-da! There we go. Finally have an oil pan on this thing. So the engine at this point, I'm waiting on parts again. I need a few little odds and ends. The serpentine belt tensioner and a couple other things that I'm actually getting from the junkyard this weekend. You'll see that video soon. But I want to keep moving. I want to keep getting stuff done. So I'm going to move my suspension and brake components from the factory K member over to my new to me K member, my aftermarket K member. I'm going to set you on a time lapse for this because it's literally unbolted off, bolted on, unbolted off, bolted on. Very simple. The only tip and advice I would give is undo your rubber brake hoses from your steel brake lines and undo your steering rack from your steering knuckles. And that will make it easier to move things over in manageable size pieces. Outside of that, literally unbolted off of the stock stuff and bolted onto your aftermarket K member. All right, everybody, I'm stuck again. I got everything I need off of the old K member, the control arms, suspension, steering rack, brake lines, sway bar, etc. I've got all that stuff off, ready to go. I started putting it onto the new K member and then realized it's gonna be much easier for me to get the K member engine and transmission up into the car and in position without the suspension and everything else dangling and moving around on me. So I'll get the engine, transmission, and K member bolted back in, and then I'll bolt the front suspension and stuff back to the K member. The engine, like I said, I'm waiting on the serpentine belt tensioner. I'm going to the junkyard to get an air conditioner bracket this weekend.
And those are the last hard parts I need. The only thing that'll be left on that is wiring. So I think that's pretty much it for now. I'm expecting my flywheel bolts to show up tomorrow. So hopefully within the next couple days, I'll be able to get the flywheel and clutch bolted to the engine and get the engine and transmission married together for the first time. So got that to look forward to. I'm just chipping away, doing what I can with what I got. All right, everybody, so I'm finishing up editing this video. I realized I didn't record an outro, and it may be difficult to track what's actually going on. The engine is together, it's ready to go. The K-member that I show in the video, turns out it is not the correct K-member that I need. I contacted the seller. They're taking that back. They're gonna get me the right one. Hopefully it will be here in the next couple days. I've started on the wiring. You'll see a video on that coming soon. It's in depth and it should help for anybody doing this conversion to have retained all the factory functionality. Outside of that, it's just chugging along. I'm working on things as parts come in and as I'm able to. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're finding the videos entertaining and educational. Hopefully this helps. If you have a Camaro that you want to swap from a V6 to a V8, guys, it is not that bad. If you have basic electrical understanding and basic mechanical understanding, you can do it. It's just a matter of getting the pieces that work together. But for now, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to everybody that is subscribed. I really appreciate all the support. All of you commenting and liking the videos also. Thank you so much. And until the next video, everybody, take care.